Hello, this is Dave from Lemonade. Today we're going to be making a print for a group called Student Talks. Um, so it's kind of a one-off print, kind of for a presentation or something like that. So this is just a quick video of just showing how we're starting off with it. It's probably going to be quite time-consuming and boring because we're going to be working with a lot of triangles, making kind of an isometric image. And this is just the prep work done for it. So you can see there we've got a nice little box in the middle of the page, 300 by 300. These are just half-size triangles, so they get half the size every time. You can pop them all together, and they make stuff. So it's kind of I don't know, it's a cool enough way to build shapes with this kind of thing. But we'll go through a quick little setup and kind of give you the idea of how it'll look or how it works. And yeah, we won't make you sit through the whole lot of it. So this is just a quick doodle of, kind of what we're going to be building. I don't know, we can start explaining it as we're doing it. But yeah, that's just a live traced little doodle. We're going to recreate that over here, but very, very cleanly with just triangles. So just one shape builds a whole lot of it at different sizes. It's a little bit crazy. And up here is a nice little color palette. Get the whole rainbow there. Yeah. So, ready to start? We'll just crack on with it? I don't know. So, when we start building out of pink, we won't start building out of pink. We'll start building out of, how about 40k in the key value. And what layers are we on? Layer black. Oh, everything's on the same layer. Perfect. It's going to get very messy. So now normally when I do this stuff, I do it with like a grid system. So everything kind of lines up, but we're going to be using these alignment tools here. You can see the little green lines popping up. So hopefully everything will line up. And that was the first mistake where I just held down caps lock instead of shift. So hold on shift to scale. It's one little block. Now we'll probably just kind of lay it out as per the doodle, and then with basic shapes, and then we'll start adding more detail. We'll forget about the doodle, and then we'll just start adding more detail. Kind of a little bit more freehand, because this looks very, very freeing, doesn't it? But yeah. Now, I probably shouldn't have just copied these, because really we want everything to be exactly the same size, so they do look like they're the same size triangles, don't they? Because if we start breaking the rules this early on, we're fucked, aren't we? You know what I mean. You know what I mean. Yeah, you can see why this won't be too interesting to make a video on. Because, I don't know, you've pretty much got what we're going to be doing. So this might be one where it's like, oh, here's one I've done earlier. Or I might just make a couple every so often just to keep it updated. You can see the progress on it, that kind of thing. Yeah. does it necessarily need my talking? This guy's got to be pretty much the same as this guy, and I'll pop him down around here. Might be cool to make this as like, because this is kind of a flat sheet coming in, it's coming out as a cube. Might be cool to lay it out as, you know, an unfolded thing, which kind of does look like a bit like a cross, which might make it a little bit religious. Don't know about that. 1, 2, 3, 4. We're going off the page. I don't know about this. And then these would line up here, wouldn't they? Yep, just gone off the page. Oh, it's way too big and religious and gross, isn't it? Get rid of that. Yuck. How about we just go with a nice big blank sheet? Yeah, that works, doesn't it? Yeah, I thought this was gonna take ages to lay out and stuff like that, but it's probably gonna be like, we'll do 20 minutes. We'll see how the hell it goes, and then we'll decide after that. Because once you start building like 1 or 2 of these shapes, you can see when you start snapping them together, and then you'll just reuse the same stuff like over and over and over again. Until nobody cares anymore. And when you're working with these kind of constraints of, you know, triangles and everything have to line up and stuff like that, you kind of make it, you try and make everything fit, snap together at the right point. Otherwise you go down to the next layer of size of triangle and then you work from there. But you can see there's got to be a point along here somewhere where this all exactly lines up. You can see it like it perfectly lines up there, but there's a point here, say, or probably here. But you need to build in those points for it to recognize it and snap to it and all that shit. After a while it gets really confusing what you're actually snapping to, and then when it's finished you'll be like, oh, it's slightly off, but we'll see how it goes. We switch these legs around. That's when you press caps lock a lot. That's going to be that way. That's going to be that way with another one. Ooh. So he's got kind of like a stumpy leg. That's probably too much, isn't it? That is probably way too much. I know what we can do. Yeah, stuff is crazy snapping all over the place. Might have to go and build in a grid. Might as well show you something kind of interesting. View, show grid. Here's our little grid. And you can see there that it's not lined up perfectly. So what will we do? Go into File, Edit, Preferences, Guides and Grids. It's every grid line every 25 millimeters. So this is 300 millimeters. So we'll do 30, and subdivisions 10. So it's every 3 mil. So you can see that everything's kind of lined up a little bit better, because these guys are 15 mil. These guys are 7.5, which isn't really going to work because its base is up to 1.875. Anybody got a calculator to figure that shit out? But for now, we won't use a grid, because that would involve maths. And then you can snap it to the grid. So instead of snapping to other points and stuff like that, we'll all snap to the grid. And that's very boring and tedious. Very. If you want to do it, you don't gotta do it. Nobody says you have to. There, look, perfect. It's almost finished. So for his little legging kind of things, I want him to have little leggings, little arms, that kind of shit. Ooh. This is just too big. We don't want it this size. This can maybe be used for like some kind of arm thing later on. So you see there. So you see there. Yeah, I don't know. Can we make it on video out of this? Like, might just be too dull and uninteresting. No, it can't be that dull and uninteresting. It is. This is pretty much it. Looks like his legs are like really far forward. And figure out the position on this. Maybe there and there. What do you think? You're not helping, you're not saying anything. You see, this is why we might have to ignore the little doodle we've done and just continue on, because if we try and match up to like some really quick pen drawing with perfect symmetry, it mightn't work. Now you kind of just pick where your lighting's going to be from. So I'm guessing I wanted it to be darker over this side. So we go 70. These guys are 40, aren't they? Yeah, 40, 70. 40, 70. We got 30 on top. It's just to build in a little bit of... Yeah? No? Maybe? I think the 70 is a little bit severe. But we'll see how it goes. And this is probably a... Fiddy. And we'll notch these up to... It's just kind of to have a variation so you can start to build in shades without having to have different colors. Basically, the whole thing is going to be a big block of triangles, and you know, might look pants, might look amazeballs. We just figured out that his eyes are in completely the wrong position. Well, they're kind of eyes. I'm not sure if they are eyes. We will see. What have we got to snap to? Actually, I'm sure there's some kind of feature that shows you all the little grid lines and shit like that. There was no need for a bling there. I pressed the correct button. What are you fucking blinging at me for already? God. Oops, that's all grouped. We don't want that. Yeah, I kind of like him. Like him like that. He looks a little bit worried. This eye looks bigger than this eye for some reason, but we don't know. And we get rid of the old pink. Oh, terrifying. So then if we want to make him look like those eyes are like sunken in a bit, we just give him a little touch. Just the tiniest touch. That looks like it's going into it. Ooh, it's starting to come together now. I know I would have clicked off by now, but you can see it's really starting to come together. It's amazing. I try and build this kind of like this whole section here. Will we? Will we? The good thing about this is you're never going to have to draw another triangle again. You'll just be clicking and dragging. We'll just, yeah, we start to build in a bit of the colour now. Oh, go away, pink. So a lot of this will be grouping and ungrouping, and you kind of have to get really used to the Illustrator to kind of manage all this stuff. Not get all overwhelmed with it. Now these guys will probably have to move at a later point because, you know, the rest of the thing isn't built up around it. So, no. Actually, they're not really like that, are they? They're more like, what is there? 1, 2, 3. 3x4s. Ooh. All wrong. So we'll pick the next. We'll pick the next triangles now. And it's pretty much these. We'll just pick 4. Snap them up together. 3x4. That's still too big. Is this the size we're working with? Yeah, so it's gonna have to be the next size down. 3x4. It was this guy, wasn't it? Yeah, so it's kind of satisfying at the end if you're a fucking lunatic to be like, oh yeah, it's only drawn with one triangle, this whole thing. But only if you're a lunatic, because people just go, oh yeah, it looks like Minecraft or something. And you're like, no, stuff's been isometric before Minecraft. Like you can, it's not drawn with blocks, it's drawn with triangles, but whatever. Kids love Minecraft. There's no avoiding it. I'm not saying I don't love it either, but you know, clearly far too busy to be messing around with that shit. Look what I've got to do. That colour, I don't know. I don't remember it being that scuttery. It is quite scuttery, is it? That is also very skittery. I remember that being a lot redder. Things are so muted. that's kind of like a go-to basic color palette. Like a lot of these things will just appear up here in the color swatch. Some of them are just slight variations of it, but yeah, like the yellow and the orange, stuff like that. I've used it for a good few things, and that's a bling. So these just kind of look randomly placed. Might have been a little bit overkill. Trying to use up all the colors. This orange. And this shitty red. And we've got one more left, don't we? The poo brown. Oh yeah. This is recorded. I pressed record on this, and then I started talking like a lunatic. Start using this guy. Actually make him a little bit more footy before we start making it look weird. Yeah, you see there, once I've done that now, like I've added way more stuff. You have no idea what it's snapping to. Which might get really irritating. I might have to split everything up onto different layers and hide them as I'm working, but like that kind of management, I don't have it that well planned out yet. So a slightly different color here. This is the top section. Yeah. So now he's got a lovely foot. And his other foot goes backwards for some reason. Oh no. Yeah. Everything here must go at a different layer. It just simply must. It's it'll drive me crazy. So Control C, Control F on a new layer. You make the layer you're copying it from invisible. Then we can lock this layer, turn on the visibility of this, delete all this crack. Oh look, it's still there. Oh, this one didn't make it, did it? It never actually made it. God damn it. We missed one. Control Z, all the undos. Same again, knock off the layer. Oh yeah, it's gotta be visible. And Control F. And there you go. And we keep those two little shapes around. Let's see, is it still snapping to all this shit? It still is. Ah! Invisible for now. Oh, you've got such gammy legs. What's wrong with you? This is definitely some form of rickets. That's all I can say about it. So as well here, there'll be a slight bit of shadow. We've already seen the color we're going to use on that. And then we'll do this as well. Oh, he's awesome. He's the best guy. Knock this guy up again. Now we want to make this little in thing and out thing, and then we'll make that, and then we're pretty much done, I'd say. Done for boring your heads. I'm clearly not done. It'll take a while to get this done. Yeah, it's pretty hard to stay talking while you're trying to do this. Like, you can see it's kind of fiddly to line everything up perfectly. And as well, I have no new information to say apart from just like, and then you draw the box, and then you click all the things and hold down shift, then you hold down alt and you drag them. Could go through it like that with the less of an attitude problem, but I don't know, are you interested? There's this little, it's kind of like a Teletubby belly, isn't it? Oh. Now what I should have gone and done is group that stuff, but you fucking learn, don't you? So for the inside, I don't know, do I want to make it... I haven't actually thought that far through. I might go 10 and 5 on the key. And then this to be a... Oh wow, that clicking is not annoying, is it? That's not annoying. How can that be annoying you? Perfect white. Is that the right size? I think that's the right size. It's oh, this bit's creeping me out. We'll just make it, start to make it a little bit of sense. We have this at 5. Have this at 5. This at 10. This at 15. Is it 15? No, it's 20. We broke the rules a little bit, but it's fine. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Grab all this shit. We should really group the panels behind just for ease of use. We'll create a little group for that. Drag it over here. And reflect it. And these guys are going to have to be lined up pretty much. Well, that's what centrally is. So we line them up. I think here. In and around here. In and around. We'll definitely come back and bite us in the arse. But that's that done. So what will we need to do? Actually, we need that there. Keep those little guys. Keep it off the airport though. Okay, so that's the basis of it. Yeah, that was half an hour of clicking, awkward silence, and a guy with two wonky legs. That's pretty much all I can say about it. I've got nothing on it. But yeah, we'll talk more about the kind of the concept and stuff like that if you'd ever want to watch this video again. But yeah, triangle art. It's all the rage. Yeah. Good luck and thanks.